Well, welcome everyone. What a great turnout. Very excited to be here today. My name is Zach Schwenk. I am mayor of the city of Temecula and very honored to be the mayor of the city of Temecula, especially today. Thank you. Well, it's happy Valentine's Day. I wore my Valentine's love tie today. There's a lot of love in the air for the I-15 French Valley Parkway Phase 2 project. Let's go. And once again, we really appreciate everyone's support today. I'd like to acknowledge my fellow council members that are here today. Mayor Pro Tem Stu Stewart, welcome. And Council Member Curtis Brown, welcome. Former council member and current supervisor Chuck Washington's here today. Welcome, Chuck. I did see several of our former council members and mayors. I saw former Mayor Mike Nagar out there. I'd also like to recognize former Mayor and Councilmember Matt Ron, Marion Edwards, and Jeff Comanchero, who are all part of a broader team that's bringing this project forward to the community today. This project has passed through generations of council members and staff over many years. Our key staff is here as well, along with some retired staff who worked on the project in years past. I saw Greg Butler milling around back there, excited to see Greg here today. I'm also pleased to see several commissioners from our different commissions joining us as well, including our Public and Traffic Safety Commission. So thank you, commissioners, for being here today. Importantly, the city could not do this alone. We would not be here without our partners. To those of you who have joined us today, on behalf of the city of Temecula, thank you. Each of you have an integral part that has led us here today. Finally, to the groundbreaking, and it's time to celebrate this wonderful milestone. Our utility companies have already placed higher poles to make way for the I-15 bridge overpass, and we're well on our way. It's been about 10 years working on Phase 2 as its own independent project. And honestly, a decade is lightning speed for a federal highway interstate contract of this magnitude. But in reality, though, it's been about 20 years since this concept began. Back then, our city manager, Aaron Adams, was here at the city and was an analyst. We've come a long way, haven't we, Aaron? The original oversight engineer that began the work on the project 20 plus years ago is still employed with the city today. Civil engineer manager Amir Attar. Where's Amir? Thanks, Amir. Amir can certainly attest that this project grew in scope and cost as our region grew. Indeed, the project grew so much that we needed to break it into phases. Today, our principal civil engineer, Avlin Adviar, is a lead working closely with Amir, Caltrans, and a team of engineers that Patrick Thomas will mention next. Phase 1 was completed about 10 years ago. Then more planning, redesigning, environmental, funding, land acquisitions, and now construction on Phase 2 will begin. We have many dignitaries here not from the city, and we'll be hearing from a few, including our guest of honor, Congressman Ken Calvert. Thank you for being here. Who navigated, yes. Congressman Calvert navigated the city to secure the final $50 million of federal funding needed to take this project to its fruition. We are forever more grateful to Congressman Calvert and the U.S. Department of Transportation and Federal Highway Administration for that final $50 million. Before we hear from Congressman Calvert and our special guest today, I'd like to ask the city's Temecula Public Works Director, Patrick Thomas, to provide an overview of the project and explain how French Valley Parkway Phase 2 will help to correct the northbound traffic crisis we see every afternoon in Temecula. Pat, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Schwenk, and good morning, everyone. Everyone must be a hearty soul for being here. We didn't expect this kind of weather, but glad everyone could be here. My name is Pat Thomas, and I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Temecula. It's with great pleasure that I can be here today to describe this project that we'll be breaking ground on, known as the I-15 French Valley Parkway Phase 2. It's a multi-phase project that's been in the works for over 20 years, as the mayor mentioned. When the project was originally conceived many years ago, it was initially envisioned as a simple freeway overcrossing with on-ramps and off-ramps at Date Street and Cherry Street. And as you can see, It's morphed into way more than that over time. It started out as something that we thought would cost between $60 and $70 million for the interchange, and has grown into a three-phase major freeway improvement spanning over 20 years, and there's still more to come after this. The Phase 1 project included the southbound off-ramp and widening of the off-ramp at Winchester Road, providing much-needed relief to the southbound side of the 15 freeway. That project was completed in 2015. With the Phase 2 project, which we're here for today, we hope to do the same for the northbound side of the freeway. Phase 2 will construct 2 miles of improvements along northbound I-15 between Winchester Road and the I-15-215 split. The total cost of this project is over $135 million. The biggest benefit to be realized will be the elimination of the merging and weaving between Winchester Road and the split, which is the cause of the backup on the I-15 northbound in the afternoon. A physically separated parallel roadway called a collector distributor system, or CD system, will allow vehicles entering the freeway from Winchester Road and ultimately French Valley Parkway to have dedicated ramps to either I-15 or I-215 without ever having to merge into the flow of traffic of the existing freeway lanes. The project will be under construction for the next 2 years. We have one more phase of this regionally significant project to complete, and that's the Phase 3 project, which will include a freeway interchange and CD lanes for the southbound traffic. As a matter of fact, we're sitting on what will be the landing of the Phase 3 interchange. The bridge over the freeway will come right through here. We look forward to the continued support through the completion of the entire French Valley Parkway interchange project. We have also other projects coming to the I-15 corridor, including auxiliary lanes, which will be lanes between the on-ramps and off-ramps, as well as a smart freeway project that RCTC will be implementing for this portion of the I-15 corridor. I'd like to recognize some key individuals who've been responsible for bringing this project to fruition. First of all, former Mayors Mike Nagar, who's here with us today, and former Mayor Matt Ron were the founders of the Move I-15 Task Force. As the mayor mentioned, former Assistant City Manager and Public Works Director Greg Butler has been here through many years of this project. Amar Attar, Engineering Manager, has been here through 20 years of this project and still going strong. Kendra Hanna-Meistrel, our former senior engineer, was the project manager for the Phase 2 project and brought us to this point. And Avlin Odviar is now the project manager and will take us through the completion of Phase 2. Avlin was also the project manager for the Phase 1 project. And numerous other city staff who've been involved in the project. Our design consultant for the project, TY Lin International, Rodrigo Gonzalez and his team. Not sure if Rodrigo is here, but there he is. So in addition to preparing the infra grant application 2 times, we actually applied for that twice, they also prepared a set of plans and specifications. There's 545 sheets in that set of plans for this project. Caltrans District 8, a great team member and partner with the city. Rebecca Giardo, the interim district director and city liaison, has been with us throughout the course of this project. RCTC, another of the funding partners with the STIP program. Ann Mayer, I'm not sure if Ann is here, the executive director. And I'd also like to give special thanks to Jillian Guzzado, staff person at RCTC, who kept us on track through the whole STIP programming process. Our prime contractor will be Flatiron West. Construction manager on the project will be Falcon Engineering Services. And last but not least, I'd like to give credit to our city manager, Aaron Adams, for bringing this project home. Aaron made a special trip to Washington, D.C. as we were applying for the infra grant. He made that trip with Mayor Ron to lobby for the grant. And as I recall, I think Aaron's luggage was lost in the flight. And Aaron, I think, had to borrow clothes from Mayor Ron. If you've seen Mayor Ron and Aaron, he probably didn't look that good in Mayor Ron's clothes. but he was successful in getting in the grant for the project, and that just shows the dedication of Aaron to this project. And also, I wanted to recognize Betsy Lowry, the assistant to the city manager. And so for the application for the infra grant, we actually made a movie about the congestion on the I-15 freeway. If you haven't seen that movie, you should look that up. It's on YouTube. We didn't get an Academy Award for the project. I think it was actually nominated for the category of sound effects, but we weren't given the award. But it was very effective in getting us to be awarded that grant, which provided the funding we needed for the project. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Mayor Schwenk.
Thank you, Patrick. And I was texting Matt Ron over there for pictures of Aaron, of you in his suit and boots. So we'll see what happens. Appreciate your insight into this project and all the hard work, Patrick, that you do for our city and your public works team as well. So thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge our federal advocacy representatives from Turch and Associates. Jamie Jones, is Jamie here today? I heard he flew in especially for this. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, Jamie's here today with us. He facilitated efforts for the city in Washington, D.C. and has been on this journey assisting the city every step of the way. So thank you, Jamie. Although our congressional boundaries changed this year, the traffic that this project will address knows no boundaries. The French Valley Parkway project will serve our entire region and beyond. We had a meeting with Congressman Calvert the month before we submitted our federal grant. He understood the importance of this project, not only to our Southwest cities, but how this interstate affects travel, and I quote, south of the border all the way to Montana. He said, "I will get that funding for you," and he did. So thank you for that. Yeah. Well, that sounds simple, but there's a lot of effort put forth in thousands of pages of federal grant submittals that we submitted as well. 2 years in a row, along with the never-ending advocacy efforts. In the end, Congressman Calvert made true on his promise, and here he's with us today. Without further ado, please welcome our guest of honor, U.S. Representative Ken Calvert.
Thank you, Mayor. I never thought I would leave Washington to warmer weather there to colder weather here. But thank you, Mayor Schwenk, and the entire council for hosting today's celebration. And what a day it is, not just for Temecula and Marietta, but for all of Southwest Riverside County. Getting to this point here today has been a journey, years in the making, a major undertaking, as has been said. It took a team effort. It took a lot of folks over the years to make this happen. And I want to start by thanking everyone who helped make that happen and make it a reality. Of course, let's start with the incredible city staff here in Temecula, including City Manager Aaron Adams, Patrick Thomas, Betsy Lowry, and everyone else on the City Hall that dedicated countless hours to get this thing done. The leadership from the City Council, past and present, should be commended as it has been. I'll do it again. Matt Ron, Matt, where are you at? I hear you're here. Mary Ann Edwards, Mike Nagar, Mike. And they really pushed to make this happen. One of the key reasons we're successful in obtaining $50 million federal grant from the Trump administration in 2019 for this project was the regional coordination between Temecula and its neighboring cities and county of Riverside, Supervisor Chuck Washington, the Pechanga Indians, Band of Indians, to the federal agencies like the Marine Corps, Department of Homeland Security. There was a tremendous amount of synergy to make this happen. What united our region behind this project was its importance to our future, to the southern gateway of Riverside County. Removing the bottleneck that exists today is vital to the quality of life and economic growth of our communities for decades to come. And I think this is going to be just a middle step of getting this project completely done. So there's going to be more efforts in the future to make sure we get the resources to complete what is necessary to meet our transportation needs for this region. Thankfully, this project has shown us the path we should take in finding those solutions. It's clear that we speak louder as a group than we do just on our own. And I'm looking forward to working with Darrell Issa as he now comes in to represent the Temecula-Marietta area, but I'll still be around. It's good to be a senior member of Appropriations. I may not be technically representing Temecula anymore after 30 years, but I'll still be around. You'll still see me helping you out any way I can. But I look forward to our continued work and for all of Southwest Riverside County as we move ahead. So God bless you all, and let's get this baby open as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Congressman Calvert. Appreciate you being here today. We're grateful for your support, and we're always appreciative that you've carved time out of your busy schedule to be here in Temecula. We're confident that your support of this ultimate project will continue as Congressman Issa carries the baton for us in the new congressional boundaries as we embark on Phase 3, which will be another $150 million major interstate infrastructure project in and of itself. I also wanted to take a moment to recognize Pechanga representation here today. Andrew Maciel, welcome. Thank you for being here. Andrew is an elected official for the Pechanga Development Corporation. The Pechanga Nation is our closest friend the city will ever have. They have contributed in immeasurable ways towards Temecula's well-being for all time, and certainly since the city incorporated 33 years ago. In terms of the I-15 infrastructure, this includes tens of millions of dollars towards freeway projects, including the newly expanded Temecula Parkway interchange. Pechanga met with officials at the United States Department of Transportation while in DC, called and sent letters on behalf of the French Valley Parkway project as well. So thank you. We appreciate you. I'd like to take a second here to acknowledge a couple more council members that are here. Councilmember Jessica Alexander, welcome. Thank you. And Councilmember Brendan Kalfas, welcome. And I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our City of Murrieta friends here today, Mayor Lisa DeForest, Mayor Pro Tem Laurie Stone, and then Council members Warren, Lavelle, and Holliday, thank you for being with us today. As you all know, this freeway project spans through both of our cities, so we appreciate you here. Also, the mayor of the city of Wildomar, Joseph Morabito. Welcome, Joseph. And Rancho Water District President Carol Lee Brady, thank you for being here today. We've witnessed an outpouring of support for this critically needed I-15 infrastructure project, and not just from commuters who drive from San Diego County each and every day back home to our respective cities and beyond. This is a recognized commerce and tourism corridor, heavily traveled by visitors, as well as freight trucks, military convoys, and it has a Border Patrol checkpoint and a weigh station. So we can understand the support demonstrated by the Temecula Valley Chamber, Visit Temecula Valley, and the EDC. Also, Camp Pendleton and the Border Patrol sent letters of importance as well. In terms of public safety, on average, 1.3 accidents occur every day on the 7-mile stretch from the San Diego County line to the I-15-215 interchange. On a positive note, this project is anticipated to change that statistic. It will save lives while it saves time and supports our economy here in Southwest Riverside County. With that being said, please welcome Supervisor Chuck Washington. He was on the Temecula City Council from 2003 to 2015 and our mayor in 2007, as well as 2012. Before that, he served on Murrieta City Council. Chuck continues to represent us at the County Board of Supervisors and has a long history of advocacy for this project. He is also a commissioner for RCTC and past RCTC chair. I understand Supervisor Washington will share a few words on behalf of the county as well as RCTC today. Welcome, Supervisor Washington.
Well, between Zach, the congressman, a couple other speakers, I don't have anything else to say. But I can attest to what the congressman just shared with us about the weather. I just got home late last night from a 5-day trip to DC, full day on Thursday, of meetings with legislators and a couple of federal agencies on Friday on behalf of counties and Riverside County, and it was very pleasant. I never pulled my jacket out. Now I'm wishing I had brought it here. I'm Chuck Washington, Riverside County 3rd District Supervisor. And in my previous life, as was just stated, I've been the mayor of Temecula. I've been the chair of Western Riverside Council of Governments, chair of Riverside County Transportation Commission. And on a side note, in 1999, as mayor of Murrieta, I was appointed to a county committee which sought to restructure the Riverside County Transportation Commission. And as a result of that work, now Murrieta and Temecula, along with every other city in Riverside County, has a seat at that table to discuss very important projects such as these. Throughout those roles, I witnessed as the I-15 French Valley Parkway project has made its way year by year, piece by piece, bringing us all together today for the Phase 2 groundbreaking ceremony. Temecula, Wrcog, RCTC are the vital local partners, along with Murrieta, who made this day a reality in partnership with our federal and state electeds and agencies. This project is a reminder that implementing transportation goals takes time and is certainly very costly. But we cannot stop working towards solutions that make transportation better simply because it's hard. The French Valley Parkway Phase 2 project is an excellent example of teamwork and perseverance to do just that. And it's been a long time coming. We started having conversations surrounding the French Valley Parkway interchange back in the 90s. In 2007, RCTC included the project in the Regional State Transportation Improvement Program for funding. Ultimately, this would result in $47.6 million, which was subsequently approved by the California State Commission, the California Transportation Commission, and helped bring this project to the starting line. By separating the northbound I-15 and 215 traffic, we will help to relieve this long-standing choke point approaching the freeway split and create a safer, more efficient way for our residents and visitors to travel through this area. As a local resident and frequent user of how this freeway interchange works, I cannot tell you how excited I am to get this show on the road. Yes. Yes, very corny pun. On behalf of the County of Riverside and RCTC, it is encouraging to see infrastructure improvements like this one taking place because it will benefit the entire region. I look forward to the continued partnership among our agencies as we work to improve Riverside County's transportation network and the quality of life for our residents, both current and future. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. I see I need to move my pun game into the fast lane. So we'll see how it goes. It's always wonderful to see you. And thank you to RCTC for programming $47 million of state funds for this project. And Mayor, Executive Director is here as well. And if I may, would also like to remind RCTC we need about $150 million more for Phase 3. Some years ago, Wrcog helped answer the following question on behalf of the I-15 task force that was formed then. The question was this: where are all the cars coming from and going to along the I-15 through Temecula Valley? Data was collected real-time through phones and GPS, and Chris Gray at Wrcog led the study. We learned that about 68 to 71% of those traveling on Interstate 15 through Temecula are not from Temecula, nor going to Temecula. They're not attributable to Temecula at all. Most of those traveling on the I-15 through Temecula are trying to reach cities or even states north of us. This is just an affirmation of information we all knew anecdotally, but now we have the data. The French Valley Parkway will be significantly beneficial to us all, to our entire region, and we thank all of our local, regional, state, and federal partners for your support today. Over $16 million will be coming from TUMP funds managed by Wrcog, and with that, I'd like to welcome Kurt Wilson, Executive Director of Western Riverside Council of Governments, to speak. Welcome.
Well, good morning. Unfortunately, I don't have any puns like the supervisor, but I'm happy to be here, partially because I learned a little bit more about Aaron's fashion choices, so that'll come up later. Happy to bring that part up there. But I'm glad to be here for this celebration. So for me, a celebration is not just because sort of moving things around and doing the brick and mortar things, but it's a celebration of community. The reason so many people want to come here is because of what you're doing in this community. Unfortunately, the downside to so many people wanting to come here is you then have to deal with all those impacts of all those people who want to come here. But the flip side would be much worse. So congratulations on what you're doing here to your leadership, your mayor, council, city manager, because you're creating a type of environment that makes people want to be in this region. Whether it's immediately in this city or one of the cities next door, people want to be here, and that's something to celebrate. So that's part of the celebration today. But the other celebration, as the Congressman mentioned, is the celebration of partnerships, of collaboration. The idea of doing transportation projects makes sense to a lot of people. They say, yes, we should do all those things, but the bottom line is they're very expensive. One agency can't do all that work alone. No matter how great your staff is, no matter how great your lobbying team is, no matter how great your congressman is, you can't do it alone. You've got to partner with all those different folks. And that's where Wrcog came in. Back in 2003, the leaders of this city and the cities around and the county got together and said, look, we're going to need a lot of transportation projects in the future because we're doing something very good here. People want to come. People are going to want to continue to come to this region. We're going to continue to have this issue. So they got together, and since 2003 have funded more than 110 transportation projects in some way or fashion. Now, granted, our meager TUMP funds don't match the congressman's $50 million, but we're very proud of the small portion we were able to contribute to that, and that's the result of that collaboration. And again, it goes beyond just this city, but it's a testament to how well this city works with its neighbors, and that's really the key to progress, and that's done very well in the past. I'm sure it's going to do very well in the future. So on behalf of Wrcog, many of the elected officials from Wrcog happen to be here with us today. We'd like to congratulate you not only on this project and on the collaborations that you have accomplished and that you have forged, but also on the sense of community that you have created that makes so many people want to come to this region. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate it. We also have a few dignitaries that could not make it today and have sent their staff, so we'd like to acknowledge those folks now. Congressman Issa, who once represented half of the city of Temecula, now represents the entire city of Temecula, and this entire project is now within that district. District Director Michael Heilman is here on behalf of Congressman Issa, and while I have you here today, I'd like to publicly convey the city's gratitude to Congressman Issa for his support on the city's $800,000 grant to fund a new roundabout at the intersection of Jedediah Smith and De Portola in the city of Temecula. Please convey our thanks to the congressman. It will provide significant improvement to traffic flow in that part of town. And I understand you have a certificate today. All right, welcome, come on up.
We're really looking forward to working with the city and all the local representatives to try and see this through in the next phase. As a resident here, I'm even more excited to see this come to fruition. I drive it every day, and everybody knows the problem, and so we're really looking forward to seeing this go all the way through. And I just want to present the certificate on behalf of the Congressman to the City of Temecula. Thank you. That's a long hold. There's a lot of photos.
All right. We also have state representatives here from the offices of our State Senator Kelly Ciarto and State Assemblywoman Kate Sanchez, who are both, I believe, in Sacramento today. I'd like to invite Desiree Ferraro representing Assemblywoman Sanchez and also Amanda Fisher representing Senator Ciarto up here today.
Hi, on behalf of Assemblywoman Kate Sanchez, we're representing the new district of 71st and happy to represent Temecula. Excited, actually, and honored. We're in between offices right now, so we don't have a certificate. It's going to be delivered to the city, but we're really excited to see the growth in this community and to participate further. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of Senator Kelly Ciarto, I would like to congratulate the City of Temecula and Marietta for all of the hard work that has been put into this. It is much needed, and as a lifelong resident of Temecula, I know how much this is needed, so I'm very excited as well. And on behalf of Senator Kelly Ciarto, I would like to present this certificate to you. Okay.
There's never enough.
Thank you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We can take a photograph. So you can
Step on that, did I?
No, you're good. We'll take a picture.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you very much. As Patrick Thomas mentioned earlier, we'd like to thank Caltrans for helping the city get to this point and ensuring the project is designed and soon to be built to Caltrans standards. We'd also like to thank Caltrans for future auxiliary lanes that will be constructing soon between every on and off ramp through the city of Temecula. The city will build an auxiliary lane between Temecula Parkway and Rancho California Road, and Caltrans will build 3 others. A lot is happening on the I-15 over the next 24 months, so bear with us. Finally, this is the largest capital improvement project that the city has ever constructed, so it's certainly time to celebrate. I cannot overstate our sincere appreciation for the support from our regional, state, and federal partners. Oh, wow. To our guest of honor, Congressman Calvert, thank you again. And to our Public Works professional staff, Pat, you and your Public Works team, this is an extraordinary project. It's historic for the city, and your team should be very proud of their remarkable engineering expertise, hard work put forth on a regional project of this size that even has national notoriety. Our professional team of engineers continue to demonstrate time and again their exceptional professional knowledge and work product. It's truly their experience and hard work that has taken us to groundbreaking here today. On behalf of the entire Temecula City Council, we are very proud of our Public Works Department, so thank you. Yeah. And we are like 25 minutes ahead of schedule, so I'll take a pat on the back for that one. Okay. In closing, I'd be remiss not to acknowledge our Temecula City Manager, Aaron Adams. Aaron's been with the City of Temecula for 27 years and City Manager for more than 10. It's been under Aaron's watch as City Manager that Phase 1 was constructed in 2014 and now Phase 2. Thanks for leading the charge, Aaron. We appreciate you. Finally, one final thank you to Caltrans, RCTC, Wrcog, the U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration, Congressman Calvert, Supervisor Washington, our state, county, and local partners. We appreciate you, we thank you, and let's go throw some dirt, break some ground.